Bus carrying school children from the Ramaphosa informal settlement to the Ekurhuleni primary school has collided with a truck near Wadeville in Ekurhuleni. Newzroom Afrika's Lnda Mnisi is on the scene. Lnda, good morning to you. You were on the scene of that horrific bus crash yesterday. What do we know about what's happened in Ekurhuleni this morning?
All right, Stephen, just as you mentioned in your intro there, we understand that this bus was from the Ramaphosa informal settlement here in Ekurhuleni, heading, of course, ferrying the children to school when it rammed into the truck that you're seeing right next to it. So at the moment, the learners are being taken to the hospitals, various health facilities for medical checkups. We understand there were minor injuries that were sustained by the learners. And just taking a look at the extent of the damage here, I'll ask my colleague Senzo Mahlobo to come close to give you a sense of what it looks like. It looks like it rammed into this truck from the left side, which seemingly is the one that is more damaged than any other parts of the bus. Investigators are on the scene, Stephen, and they've clearly marked the bus and where and how it's positioned, as well as the truck. I mean, if you start by taking a look at the marks that have been put here on the floor, they indicate that work has already started into determining what could have possibly happened here. But we understand that this bus was full of learners, and many of those that we've seen, Stephen, were quite young pupils who are presumably going to a primary school. Many of them have been loaded onto the ambulances that we've been seeing around here. And authorities have had their hands full trying to register and ensuring that every learner has been accounted for. Some of the parents are still lingering around, as you see on your screens right now, because when this incident happened, some of them may have been informed at the time. But just before we speak to some of the parents, let's bring in EMS spokesperson here in Ekurhuleni, William Tladi. William, thank you so much for your time. I want us to start by, understanding what exactly happened here. The bus was coming from Ramaphosa informal settlements, heading to the school. It looks like all of these learners are learners from the same school. Talk to us about what happened.
Yes, the information that we received, and even looking at the uniform of all the kids, is of the same school. And the name of the school is Ekurhuleni Primary School in Ekurhuleni. And with the information from the driver as well, is a daily route that is using and is transporting these kids every day from Ramaphosa in Boksburg and taking them to Ekurhuleni.
So were there any injuries that were sustained? What is the bus driver telling you about what led to the accident?
All right. With the information that we received from him, the truck that is in front of him as we speak suddenly stopped in front of him in the middle of the road. And as he also ramped up, then he couldn't stop the vehicle, then it crashed into the trailer of a truck. So we resulted with about 19 children. We call them priority 3s. So those are minor injuries. But due to the being children and being that momentum of sudden stopping and all that, we needed to give them a benefit to go to the medical facility for checkup. Then with 19 of them shared in between the Tambo Memorial Hospital and Betakowa Hospital in Jamestown. So the rest others, we took them as well to the clinics in Ekurhuleni, just for medical checkup, please.
And the bus driver, was he injured?
No, both drivers of the truck and the bus itself, they escaped with no injuries. Yes.
And talk to us about the investigation. I mean, yesterday there were allegations at the bus crash. You and I were there. There were allegations of speeding, overloading. What is the sense that we're getting from this one?
Look, I will tell that now the Metro Police can explain it much better. However, we all know that now, once you keep a good following distance, is for the reasons of saying if there is a sudden stop of a vehicle in front of you, it will give you an allowance also as well to apply brakes or even to swerve out of way. So, but now there was a direct, both vehicles apparently going in the same direction, and all of a sudden there is a crash. So one can just say probably there wasn't a good following distance in between the two vehicles.
All right, thank you very much. That's William Tladi talking to us about, the cause of the accident, or perhaps the information that they have at this point about what could have possibly led to the accident. I'm going to try and bring in the ward councillor who will give us a sense of, what she received this morning. Obviously a tragic accident, scaring the community, the parents, the Libana, especially after what we saw yesterday. Talk to us about, this incident this morning when you received the report.
Okay, this morning on a WhatsApp group, Yako Ramaphosa, community group, somebody who can some group to say there's been an accident involving Banaba Skolo from Ramaphosa transporting them to Sekhutlong Primary School in Katlehong. After I had seen that message, I drove here. There were ambulances, they were assisting Bana, taking them to different hospitals and different local clinics. Ntho etsa hetseng e bohloko haholo, but ra leboha cause ha ngwana e re tla re o lositse bophelo ba hae kaofela bana ba phela, but there are minor injuries. Re a tshepa hore the nurses and the doctors will be able to assist.
Scholar transport. Is this something edula etsagala mona? Is this the first time khonale bus accident in the area?
Not any I know of. I think it's the first time Rebali bus a tolang accident. Hayo ekile etsala before.
Aribuwe then ka support for the parents. What kind of support are we giving them at the moment? Letting them know maybe about the hospital.
Okay, we are still trying to gather information from the paramedics. The lists of bana ba ileng ko dipetlela to check gore bana ba ile ko kae, ba bang ba ile ko kae, so that we put it on the WhatsApp group ya community to make them aware, so that ba kgona check bana ba bona. We are aware that some are taken to the local clinic, which is Ramaphosa, and the other one, the nearby clinic, which is Reichapak. We've informed them. Some have started going there. Babang, they are at Telemokherane, which is far away from where we are residing. Babang Bako BBH. BBH is our hospital. So they are aware. We are informing them.
Ntate wena o parent, talk to us about how you are feeling right now. I'm sure you go to sit.
Yeah, na e re kwitse botlhoko ka ge le gore res no kwa bothata bo kwe ka gore bana ba kreile kotsi mo Tekema road. So ka ge re le batswadi e re touchitse mara re leboga ge le gore a gona ngwano a lositseng bophelo.
All right, all right, so Oli, well, Stephen, that is the ward councillor as well as one of the parents. So, of course, that information, they're still receiving information about where to go, what could have possibly happened, but also most importantly, quite grateful that there aren't any serious injuries that were sustained during this particular incident. Many of them, as you can imagine, are quite confused at this moment, and it seems from the information that they're getting, there is obviously a concern about the distance at the various health facilities that the learners have been taken to. So they're still at the scene waiting to just get that information and possibly see how it is that they're going to get there and bring their children back home. You'll also remember that if they are taken, for example, to a hospital, like the ward councillor was saying, some of them were taken to the Telemokherane hospital, which is a bit of a distance from where we are. And that would mean that they're far. It brings in the issue and the conversations about, affordability for parents to be able to, go there. As you can see on your screen right now, some of the parents really battling with the shock after, just getting those news that their children were involved in an accident. So some of the parents then comforting them just to help them calm down. And one can only imagine, Stephen, what they're going through, especially in light of what we saw and the scale of yesterday's accident. It really does, get one into such a state of shock, and perhaps, wondering what could have possibly happened to your child. So all of these things are unfolding. And I was speaking just to William off air, and he was basically telling us about how busy this week has been for them, looking at, all the accidents that they've had to attend to. So at the moment, those learners have been taken to the hospital, and investigations into what could have caused the deadly, this crash, the reason why, or rather the circumstances surrounding this particular crash. Stephen?
Lnda Mnisi, thank you very much indeed for that update.